we have been chanting this powerful name, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, both in the morning and in the evening, regularly. And we are offering it at the feet of Bhagwan. Bhagwan had said, repeated time and again, for those who chant this name, there will be help, guidance, and protection. A few years back, for quite some time, groups of people from different countries would be visiting the ashram, and satsang will be conducted for them, time to time. Once, an American group had come. There was a youth of 20, 22 years. He said, on his way to Tiruvannamalai, from the airport of Delhi, he learned an unforgettable lesson about Nama chanting. He said his father, a great devotee of Bhagwan Yogi Ramsuratkumar, was always chanting the name, and this time he had to come alone. The youth had to come alone. His father had already come to India, so he had come alone. So father said, particularly, this is new to you, the country is new to you, everything is new to you, you do not know the language also. So start chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama. It will help you, it will guide you, it will protect you. This American youth took it very casually, not so seriously, and he forgot to chant the name. As soon as he came out of the airport, an auto driver came forward. So he just got into it and said, please take me to a decent hotel. And that auto driver would take him to one hotel and say, this is not so good for you, let me take you to another one. And then he would take to another hotel, and again he would say something. And then there was a third hotel and fourth hotel. And finally, after nearly 2 hours, they came and settled down at one hotel. And then the auto driver said, in the middle of this night, that he took pains to find a good one for him. And in those days, he charged 300 rupees, which was very expensive. He gave the impression that he had brought him a long way to find this hotel. This man, this youth, believed everything that the auto driver said, so he went up to his room. It's only when he settled down in the room, he felt very uneasy. He felt 2 hours from the airport to a hotel. How come? And suddenly he remembered what his father said, that you keep chanting. And then he realized he never chanted. He felt very guilty, very bad. And then he started to chant Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama. He was chanting for quite some time until he fell asleep. And next day early morning, he came down. He had asked the same auto driver to come and pick him up because the youth had to come to Chennai. So when he came down, at the counter, he met an Australian lady, and he was telling him that it took 2 hours to reach this hotel from the airport. The Australian lady was surprised. He said, it's only half an hour from the airport. Someone has cheated you well. Why would you allow it? You are not well informed, so he cheated you. And then just when they were talking about it, the auto driver had come again to pick him up. And then the Australian lady said, wait, I will come with you and I will deal with him suitably. And then they went there, and then the lady threatened him. He said, you have cheated this man, where it would have been just 50 rupees and half an hour from the airport. You have taken him round and round for 2 hours and charge 300 rupees. This is downright cheating. I'm going to inform the police and hand you over to them. And the auto driver was frightened. He knew he was caught. So he apologized profusely and then took this American youth straight to the airport, charging only 50 rupees and in half an hour at that. So this youth, when he had come to the ashram, he reported that he learned a very important lesson, especially when his father had warned him. And then asked him to chant the name, and he did not do it. He neglected. He said he felt very bad and he would never do it again. He had learned the value of the Nama. A few days after, another group had come from Spain. Interestingly, one of the persons in the group had to say a similar story, but this was very different from that. He said, the Spanish youth said, that he was working in an IT company back there in Spain, and he had to come to India carrying a lot of money, and of course this was his first time to India. He was a little afraid. So when he was about to start, his friend, an Indian friend who was working with him, came running and said, he put a picture of Yogi Ramsuratkumar in his pocket, the Spanish youth's pocket, and said, look, you are visiting India for the first time, you do not know the language, and you are carrying a lot of money. The only way to reach the place safely is to chant this Nama. So he taught him Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama and said, start right away. Just keep on chanting. The rest will be seen by my master. So the Spanish youth took it very seriously because he was carrying a lot of money. And he was traveling in the night. When he reached Delhi airport, it was about 12 o'clock midnight. He came out, an auto came, presented itself before him. The auto driver had a smile, a very pleasant smile, which the Spanish youth thought was very strange. And then he said, please jump in. Where do you want to go? The Spanish youth said something very similar to what the American said. I want to go to a hotel which is less expensive, but at the same time decent enough. The auto driver promised her, okay, come. In half an hour, he took him straight to the hotel. What was more, when the Spanish youth was trying to give the money, he took some money and said, anyway, I would wait here. Please go inside, talk to the man at the counter, and find out if it is okay for you. I shall wait outside till you come and tell me it's okay. If it's not okay for you, I will take you to another hotel. So this man rushed inside, talked to the man at the counter, and he felt so good. It was less expensive. The man at the counter was cultured, and everything looked decent to his satisfaction. So he felt very grateful to the auto driver. He rushed out, remembering the auto driver would be waiting. He wanted to thank him, but when he came out, to his surprise, there was neither the auto driver nor the auto. They had disappeared completely. And what was more, he found out the auto driver took very little money from him. Then he remembered the face of the auto driver and the particular smile which touched him. And then he felt suddenly in a flash, it dawned on him that it could be Swami himself. So when he came here to the ashram and reported how the Nama helped him, how he ran into this auto driver and how he reached him safely to a less expensive, decent hotel, and how everything was made easy, how the money was also safe. So I compared two stories within a difference of few days and two different messages. Of course, in truth, they are one message. When you chant the Nama, you get help, guidance and protection instantly. When you do not chant the name, it could be any way. It could be very different. So we understood how important it is when you visit new countries, when you do not know the language and you need guidance very badly. If you chant the name, sometimes, there are other stories where somebody who would speak your language would come to you straight and guide you to the right place. Even this has happened quite a few times. So, we have been chanting such powerful name, such glorious name, so regularly, both in the morning and in the evening, and offering at the feet of Bhagwan. So we shall make the prayer, knowing what this Nama can do. So we have been chanting again the tremendous, powerful Nama Yogi Ramsuratkumar for 1 hour again for the day and submitted it at his feet. Now today's prayer will also start with another story. Since today is a very special day for mothers, for motherhood, for the love, the incomparable love of motherhood, I would like to bring to your attention a particular scene that I witnessed. Once, when Bhagwan was seated, a lady, a beggar lady, a beggar woman, had come from Salem. She looked so poorly and she appealed to Bhagwan. She said, Swami, please bless my son, Govinda Swami, to get married soon, to settle down happily in life. Then Bhagwan, with such tenderness on his face, asked her, Amma, who is this Govinda Swami? Where are you living? What are you doing? She said, Swami, I am a beggar woman. Govinda Swami is my son. You have a son who is unmarried, and then you say you are a beggar woman. Why are you begging? Why are you begging in the streets? How many sons you have? Oh, I have 6 sons, Swami. They are all settled well. They are all married happily and settled. Then why are you like this, begging in the streets? Oh, Swami, they don't like me to stay with them. My daughters-in-law, they don't like my presence there in their house. And naturally my sons, they have to adjust to that. And so they chased me out. They threw me out. Now I'm begging in the streets. Amma, where do you live then? Where do you sleep? Oh, there's a mandap there, Swami. And in the night I go and sleep there, in the mandap. Oh, now this son is unmarried, so why can't you live with him? Oh, Swami, he's very, very free. He's very different. He's very modern. He doesn't like a beggar woman for a mother. He feels irritated with my presence, with my habits. My habits don't agree with his life. So he said, go away. That's okay, Swami. What does it matter? I want him to be happy, Swami. I want him to get married like my other sons and be happy. Oh, so they threw you out and you are begging in the streets and you still want your son's marriage? Yes, Swami, please bless him, Swami, so that he'll get married soon. How old is he, ma? He's already 36 years. Oh, he's 36 years already. Okay. Since you are very keen that he should settle down and a happy married life, you have to do something for him. I don't know whether you will be able to do it, but I will tell you what to do. In the mandap where you are sleeping, is there any god on any of the pillars there? Have you ever been to a temple? Have you worshipped any god in any temple? Oh, Swami, I'm a beggar woman. They don't allow me inside the temple, so I don't go. I do not know how to worship a god. I know you, Swami. I know if I make a prayer to you, you will help. So I came all the way. I begged and I earned some money, and with that I came all the way. Swami, please bless my son to get married soon. Swami smiled, but his eyes betrayed his feeling towards that mother. He was deeply moved to tears at her compassion, selfless love towards her sons. He said, Amma, you have to do something. You have to buy a lamp, a mud lamp, and then you have to buy some oil and a wick, and for 36 days you have to light a lamp before some god and pray. Then your 36-year-old son will get married and settle down happily. Oh, Swami, only this much. Oh, I can do it, Swami. I will do it. How will you do it, ma? You are begging in the streets. Oh, I can beg a little more, Swami, and earn this money for oil and wick. I will do it, Swami. I will do it for 36 days, like you said. So please bless him, Swami, that he should marry and settle down happily. Swami, with tears, said, yes, that will happen. My father's blessings to you and to your son. And she left happily. She did not have money even to take the bus from Tiruvannamalai to Salem. And when Swami asked her, Swami said, I will give you some money, you have to go to Salem. She said, no, Swami, I can beg in Tiruvannamalai streets also and earn some money. I should not take any money from you. You are Swami and you are already giving me this boon. I should not take any money from you. I can easily beg, Swami. I'm quite used to begging. Please don't worry, Swami. And then she left happily. And Bhagwan was blessing her for quite some time. Ganesha was also there witnessing all these things. He has written about this in his books, the meetings with the sages and saints. And then, after she left, Bhagwan turned to us, especially to Ganesha, and said, Ganesha, did you see the love the mother has? It's incomparable, Ganesha. How can we compare a mother's love with any other love? See how unselfish it is. It doesn't matter at all. They threw her out. But it matters to her that they be happy. This is God's love, Ganesha. Mother's love is God's love. Now we all know that our Divine Mother is Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. I've heard some friends of mine, some Ramana devotees, saying Ramana Bhagwan is our father, but Yogiji is our mother. Such is the care, concern, and compassion of Bhagwan for all of us, that even the smallest things of our day-to-day life matter to him when we appeal to him. At the very call out, we see how help is rushed to us, even in the smallest matters of our daily life. This is compassion unparalleled. A mother's compassion, a mother's love, pure, unselfish love. And so, remembering that today we shall appeal to our Divine Mother, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. We have been chanting the most powerful, tremendous Divyanama, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, for 1 hour. And offered it at his feet. Again, we are going to offer our daily prayer with a story of his Nama's glory, of his kindness, the glory of his kindness, the glory of his grace. We all know how the Vedas are very dear to Bhagwan. Nama is one eye and Vedam is the other eye. He has said many times that the India, the country, is rooted in the soil of Vedas. And without Vedas, India is dead. He also said, wherever Vedas are being chanted, please go there. Vedas are being recited. Go on, listen to the recital, even if you do not understand the meaning. Because the very sound recited by those people will do the greatest good for the entire world. Now, so we all know how high he held the Vedas and protection of Vedas. Now, sometime back in 2015, you know that there is what we call Agni Nakshatra. There is a period in May when this star will be ruling, the result of which will be very oppressive sun, burning sun. So at the end of which, the day the star comes down, we would be doing abhishekam, the ablution with the coconut water. In 2015, we chose to do it with 1008 tender coconuts, water. At the time, there were 2 Brahmin youths here. They were new to the place. None of us had ever seen them before. They were here and they were chanting the name of Bhagwan loudly, enthusiastically, and were helping with Abhishekam. At the end of which, I approached them and asked them where they were from. How did they know the name of Yogi Ramsuratkumar and this Abhishekam, the puja, everything? They said they were from Gokarna, a place, the western part of Karnataka. It's a very beautiful place. It's a Shiva Kshetra. On the one side is the Arabian Sea. On the other side is this Western Ghats. The mountains on the one side and the ocean on the other side. In between is situated a beautiful Shiva temple, Mahabaleshwar. And there is a village there where Vedas are thriving. In every house there is a Vedic Pandit, and he would be privately conducting a Pathshala there. Each one would take up 5 or 6 students and teach them Vedas. Every house. And these 2 youths were in the village, they were learning Krishna Yajurveda under one Acharya. They said one was Parameshwaran, the other one Narayana. And both of them were learning Krishna Yajurveda under one Acharya. All of a sudden, unfortunately, something happened. Due to some reasons, they could not continue their studies there. And then they came down to the south. They went to Tiruvannamalai, Ved Pathshala there, and they started to learn this Krishna Yajurveda under one Acharya, hoping to complete their studies there. Again, halfway through, something happened. The Acharya had to leave the place for some other position, and it broke up, the studies. They could not complete it. They felt very frustrated, disappointed, and they didn't know what to do. And then they came down to Coimbatore, again took up the Vedic studies under one Acharya, and continued with a great hope that they would be able to complete it this time. But this time around, again, something happened. This Acharya also had to leave. So one misfortune after another pursued them, and somehow they could not complete the studies. They were in great pain. With all the frustration, disappointment and pain, they were unable to decide what to do further. At that time, somebody came and talked to them about Yogi Ramsuratkumar of Tiruvannamalai and how he could help when people are in difficulties, when they call out, how the help would be rushed to them. So again, they began to entertain hope, and then they came down to Tiruvannamalai, and that's how we found them near Samadhi, helping and chanting the name. So again, of course, we did not hear about them for 1 year, and the next year, 2016, the same day, this Agni Nakshatra had started. It went on for the whole month, and then on the day it was going to end, we were doing, as usual, the coconut water abhishekam to the Samadhi Bhagwan. But this time it was only 108, not 1008 like the previous year. And again we found them near Samadhi, chanting the name loudly, and this time much more enthusiastically, much more happily, and helping with the abhishekam. After this was over, they came to me of their own accord, and with a huge smile, they said, we came last year, we chanted his name, we put forth a prayer before him that we should somehow complete our studies of the Vedas. And then when we left his place, we had no idea where we would end up, how we would accomplish it. But 2 or 3 days after, we ran into Brahmasri Senthil Ganapatigal of Ramana Ashram. As soon as he heard our story, he was all sympathy, and immediately he assured us, please do not worry, I shall arrange whatever is necessary for your Vedic studies. You will be able to complete it and go. And what was more, he accompanied his saying with the action. He immediately made arrangements for us to stay there comfortably. And then we learned Krishna Yajurveda here. And what was more, just a few days back, we gave the examination also. And now we have successfully completed our Vedic studies. And they said, Amma, it was all due to Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan. It's only after we came here, chanted his name and prayed to him, this happened. Until then we had been struggling so much, so frustrated, so disappointed. But after we came to Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan, we have found a new strength, new happiness, and a new life of success. So you see, we were so happy to hear that. And the same Nama we have been chanting day after day after day, twice a day, and so many of us together. Let us remember not a single Nama goes waste. And do our everyday prayer. Bhagwan, just as you helped these people in great difficulty, when they were in great pain, please help us also in this situation. The prevalent crisis